Good morning, guys. So today I am making ham, egg and cheese, everything bagel bombs. So I have everything prepped. I have my water, I have my skillet prepped so I can do scrambled eggs. My oven is preheating to 425. So let's get started. Alright, so we're gonna get started. So I'm actually gonna use the pizza dough that I had made and put in the freezer. I will link that video down below. And I'm also using the everything bagel mix that I made, and I'll link that video down below in the description. If you are new, please hit the subscribe button and give us a big thumbs up if you like this video and idea. So this is a pound. So the dough that I made previously was a 2-pound mix. This is 1 whole pound, and I'm actually going to combine them back together. And with that, this recipe makes 8 servings. So you just want even balls to come out of this. So after you get everything combined, you just roll it out, and then we'll use my bench scraper to cut it up. All right, so now that we have the 8 pieces, you just want to roll them up. And you're just going to set them on a parchment paper, just lined. We just want them to get a little warm. We don't want them to rise a little bit. So we're going to roll these up, and we're going to cover them with a towel, and then we'll start putting everything on the inside. So in between, I'm actually going to scramble up 4 eggs. I'm going to dice up my ham steak while this rises. All right, so now we're going to crack the eggs, and you can scramble them how you want. You can put what you want in them. I'm just going to put salt, pepper, and chives in it. I'm not putting any milk in here, only because I am going to be freezing these after they're baked, and I don't want it to get all like mushy inside when you reheat them. So I'm just going to stick with just the eggs, salt, pepper, and chives. Plus it's going to have cheese in there when we build it, and the ham. So you can do that as you want. And whisk. So I start my eggs off in a cold pan. So I'm actually going to put a tablespoon of butter in there. I'm going to put it on in between medium and medium-high heat. I'm going to let the butter start to warm up. You don't want a screaming hot pan when you do eggs. And I always preach, color equals flavor, but not with eggs. It's just not how you cook eggs. So I also use a wooden spatula when I cook eggs, because I constantly stir the eggs itself so it doesn't stick. So we're going to let that start melting a little bit, and we're going to get cooking on the eggs. Now that the butter is melting, I'm going to put the eggs in. And we're just going to start stirring. So this is going to take just a few minutes. Eggs cook rather quickly. And it's already starting to cook. So we're going to keep stirring. All right, so these are done. They may look a little runny, but you have to remember that there is carryover cooking. So now we're just gonna put this on a plate. And the reason we're putting it on a plate is because we want them to cool down before we actually put them in the dough itself. And now we're just going to cut the ham steak up and just keep it aside. You can definitely use deli ham if you'd like to. I just have a bunch of ham steaks in my freezer. That's because I bought a picnic ham on sale a while ago and had the butcher there slice it up for me. When you go to your local stores as well, if you buy something that is on sale, like meat-wise, like say if there's a whole roasting chicken that is on sale and it's cheaper than getting chicken thighs and chicken legs and drumsticks and all that other stuff, you can actually ask your butcher to cut that down for you and butcher it down. That's actually what they're there for. They're not there to just look pretty in their little white coats or anything like that. They would love to be asked questions, and they would also love for you to ask them to do what their passion is. So I had my butcher at my local Stop and Shop slice this up for me. They rewrap it. It doesn't cost anything. It is free, so you don't have to worry about extra charge or anything like that. I'm just pulling off the fattier parts of this ham steak because I don't want the fat to get inside of the bagel buns. And with the picnic shoulder as well, there is a bone, so I'm cutting around the bone. Just use what you have. You don't have to do ham. You can do bacon, you can do sausage. Make it a breakfast sandwich. It's just in bomb form. All right. So I'm going to continue to cut this up. Okay, so the dough has been sitting for 20 minutes. And we're just going to take them and gently push them down just to make a circle. And you're going to stuff these. So you need about 4 to 8 ounces of cheese depending on what you got going on. And you don't want to overstuff these either, because you have to seal them. All right. So you're just going to carry them over. You want to pinch it together because they are going to be going in water in a little bit. So we're going to continue to do the other 7 of these, and then they are going to sit for 15 minutes on here, and I will get the water ready. are filled. They're going to sit here for 15 minutes. I'm going to cover them up with a towel. I'm actually going to turn on 12 cups of water onto medium-high heat. When that comes up to a boil, we're going to add a tablespoon of honey in there, and then I'll show you what's next. This is boiling. I'm going to add a tablespoon of honey. I'm just squishing the bear. I'm going to eye it. That just helps with the crust of the bagel bun. So, now that these have set for 15 minutes, these are actually going to go into the boiling water. I have a spider, or you want to use a slotted spoon. You're going to put 4 in at a time. Actually, we might be able to just drop it in. There we go. So you don't want to overcrowd the pan. And this just makes them fluffy when you make bagels too. You actually do boil them. So they're only going to go in there for a minute, and then we'll flip them in a few more minutes. This is the first gent to be put in there, so we're going to flip that one. Oh no! We'll flip that one. So now we're going to pull them out. We're going to go back on the parchment paper. I'll flip that one over in a minute. And let's get the last 4 in. Flip this one over real quick. So what this does is it gives the bagels a skin. Alright, let's flip this guy. Flip that one. It's like the battle of the buns. Drive me nuts. Okay. He doesn't want to flip over. There, that one's over. Alright, I'm going to take these guys out. I'll flip them once I get them all out, because you don't want the dough to actually cook in the boiling water. Ooh, hot tamales. And you want to cook them seam side down, of course. Alright, and then we're going to sprinkle the top. This is the homemade everything seasoning. You just want to sprinkle it on the top. And I think everything bagels are the best bagel. Can't change my mind on that. And now they're going to go into a 425-degree oven for about 30 to 35 minutes until they're cooked up and golden brown. So we'll see you guys in a few. Been in the oven for 30 minutes. So it looks like some of the cheese came out, but that's okay. There's still plenty of cheese in there. So in order to freeze these, you want these to cool completely. Then you can put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer. To reheat them, you just put them in a microwave for about 1.5 minutes, and then you can eat them.